Hello and happy March. Welcome to my March episode of my knitting podcast. And today I'm really excited to share with you and kind of unwrap what I have been up to. There's a lot of things that I have been making and creating. I have some new acquisitions, things that I'm thinking about making. And just so many things that I want to show you. And also I'm going to do some try-ons of some finished objects and a couple inspiration projects too. So can't wait to chat with you about all things that I've been doing in March and some upcoming spring plans. So grab something cozy and join me while we kind of chit chat about knitting and creating. So first, I will start out with telling you about what I am wearing. This is my Spruced Pullover, and it's a pattern by Tif Neilan. So this is a DK weight. I have two skeins of this hot pink and then one skein of this kind of like purpley navy color. And the pattern calls to actually make it long sleeve, but I decided to do it with 3 skeins that I already had. This was something really fun that I did for February, maybe about 3 years ago for Black History Month. I chose a pattern by a Black designer and then chose yarn by a Black yarn dyer. And so it was really fun. Glad that I was able to make it. And the yarn that I used was from Coop Yarns, which is a local to DFW yarns, and that's the hot pink and then this color. So yeah, had a lot of fun making it. It's something that I reach for and wear pretty often. To me, it kind of just feels like a basic tee, but I really like how I took it in. If I remember the modifications, this is when I wasn't as good about like storing some of my details on Ravelry, but what the pattern calls for is it is made bottom up. So you make kind of the flat panel and then make a flat panel going up and then kind of seam at the shoulders, pick up the stitches for the sleeves and then go down. And I remember using like just exactly the yarn that I had. It was perfect for 3 skeins of yarn, but yeah, it's really comfortable, something that I reach for really often and I really like it. So again, the Spruced Pullover pattern by Tif Neilan, I just made it short sleeve and something that I wear often. So this is what I kind of wore out and about today. So I thought I'd just naturally keep it on for the podcast episode, but I do want to try a few items on for you today. So the first thing I want to talk to you about are a couple of my finished items. So last time I chatted with you, I was making my mono boxy cardigan. Yeah, it was a mono boxy cardigan, and let me check my notes here. Who is this pattern by? Oh, by Mono Knits. Mono boxy cardigan by Mono Knits, and it is gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I love the finished object. And so the yarn that I use is I used for the main yarn, Harrisville Designs Daylights, and my daughter bought it for me on our trip to New York. I think I talked about this a little bit in my last episode. And I really like that. And then I held it together with some Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair, and it's so soft. You know, I kind of made it late into the season, so I finished it, you know, early March. So I probably won't get much wear out of it, especially with Texas weather, but I love it. And these buttons are so precious too. I mean, check out how beautifully they match my project. So these buttons I picked up from a small little store in New York City that actually ended up going out of business. I'm so glad that I grabbed maybe 4 or 5 sets of buttons, and each set that I have is just so unique, and it feel like it just was meant to go. And I didn't have the plan when I bought them. It was just, they were beautiful and I thought I would make something with them, and it just ended up turning out so perfectly with this. So I will try it on in a minute, but it is a bit warm in here. So, you know, Texas in March, the weather is starting to warm up. It's one of those days where it gets a little cooler at night, but it's warmer during the day. We don't have like AC or even heat on. So, but I'll try it on really quickly just so you all can see the fit of this finished project. I'll just be right back. Okay. I am back and I am trying my mono boxy cardigan on, and look at how stunning and beautiful this is. I don't think the camera does its justice just for you to see just how soft and cozy this is. I know that this is a classic knit that I am just going to have forever and wear for so long. And look at those buttons. Look at how nice, like that placket, the front button band lays. And my only modification was that I did go in the waist just a little bit, but I love it. And of course you can wear it buttoned or unbuttoned. I find it easy just to throw on like a pullover. I've worn it once because again, the weather has been warming up and it is pretty warm. So it is Harrisville Designs Daylights. I mean, it's a very toothy, real wool feeling kind of yarn. So it is pretty warm. And then I held it with Mohair, which makes it even more warm. So I am not going to be able to wear this for very long since it is pretty warm in here already. But I really just wanted you to see how stunning it is. And I love the color. It kind of has this like oatmeal-y color, but it might be hard to see. My lighting isn't the greatest, but it almost has like a pink kind of tint to it. And yeah, I just love it. So the color, Harrisville Designs Daylights, I don't remember what it was called. It was like Blood Moon or something like that. I don't remember, something about blood, but it has like a little pink tone to it, undertone to it, and oh, it's just so gorgeous. And I love that my daughter got me this yarn for my birthday on our trip to New York, and the buttons are for New York, so it will forever remind me of my daughter and our cozy trip to New York. And it just feels like a hug from her, and I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that I have this finished project. So this was I finished this in my Ravelry notes, March 5th is when I finished it. And then I'll tell you about what I casted on next. So if you don't mind, I am going to just take this off and you'll just see me in my tank top until I try on my other item. And the next thing, so last time when we were chatting, I had told you about some new boots that I bought, and I'm a bit obsessed. It's kind of part of my personality now. I'm obsessed with Tecovas boots. I have several pairs, many pairs, but I love them, but I wear them a lot. So it's not just like a collection kind of thing. I wear them very often. I love my Tecovas boots. And one of my favorite ways to wear them is to like pair them with a knitted item. And this is a pair that I got in February. Oh my goodness, look at this green color. It's kind of this like avocado-y color, and I've worn them a few times already. I really, really love them. There's a couple ways that I've styled and have worn them. I'll probably insert a picture or two of a couple ways that I've styled and worn them, because I think people are kind of curious, like, how do you wear a pair of colorful cowboy boots? But you know, I've come to think like sometimes a colorful pair of cowboy boots can almost be like a neutral, and I think green cowboy boots can be a neutral. You can pair this with like like a denim dress, with like a tank and jeans, with like a denim or jean skirt, and a cute like basic top. So there's so many different ways that you can wear them, but these have been my favorite. And when I wear them out, I mean, I definitely get the most compliments on these boots more than any of my other Tecovas boots. So I love them, love them. But I want to share with you what I ended up making. So I'll insert another picture of the yarn that I bought. It was a wandering, oh my gosh, I don't even remember that yarn that I bought for these. Oh, I think, yeah, I do have it. So it Wanderluck fibers. I did go to Knit Dallas and pick up this yarn the day I bought the boots. I beelined over to Knit Dallas and I wanted to get some yarn to match, and this just matches. Look at that. Look at that so well. I love it. I love all the tones in this yarn, and you can just see how well this goes together. So this, I think I kind of told a little bit of the story, but I'll tell like a quicker version. So when I was at Knit Dallas, met cute little knitter, and I was shopping, and she recommended to me to make this Dandelion drift poncho. And so immediately after I tend to try to be like a really monogamous knitter. So the day I casted that off, I like the next day, like immediately started, this is the Dandelion drift poncho. And this was kind of recommended for me from, you know, a customer at the knitting store, and such a good like pairing. This is a DK weight, so Wanderluck Fibers Linen Luxe has like a linen and I think it was like a linen and silk mixture. Oh, so good. Let me click on this. I'm actually on my Ravelry. Yeah, so it's okay, 50% alpaca, 25% silk, and 25% other, which has like some linen in it too. And usually linen bothers me, but this is like really soft and I love it. So alpaca, silk, and some linen, kind of a linen mixture. And I really love it. It goes so good with my boots, and I wore it the other day. I'll probably insert a little picture of me wearing it, but so goes. Wait, yeah, like this. And it's so easy just to throw on and wear, and especially for Texas weather. I love kind of like the mesh panel, a little bit of like shoulder action, kind of cuteness. I wore it the other day to a little Fiber Fest. I'll talk to you more about that, but look how cute that is. And it was so simple to make. I made it in, well, I did power through. I was off of work. I made it from like Thursday to Sunday and like got so much knitting time that weekend. And yeah, was able to plow through and make it, but just love the finished object. Check that out. Isn't that so cute? So I feel like I'm getting into like a big poncho phase. There's so many more ponchos that I want to make. I'll tell you a little bit about it. So I do have some Tecovas, some other Tecovas boots that I have, and I do want to make like maybe like a white, kind of like light cream colored poncho, maybe like kind of a similar, I don't have something from Stash like a similar content, but I'll see what I have, because I don't want to just keep buying yarn every time I get the kind of whim to make something. But it's so cute. I feel like I can wear this in so many different ways. Like, it is really cute with a pair of jeans. I wore it with a denim skirt. I feel like you can wear it over like a tank kind of style dress. Like, there's just so many ways that you can wear this, and it's so cute. Of course, I've gotten a lot of requests to make some for others, which as many of you know, like, I just don't have the time to make things for a lot of people. But my niece's birthday is coming up in like a little over 2 weeks, so I will make her one. I don't think I've made her anything since like when I was in my like scarf knitting days. I made her like Harry Potter kind of colored scarf, but gosh, that was so long ago. It was probably over 10 years ago. So she's due a project, and that's what she asked for her birthday, is a poncho. So I will get started on that and show you. Actually, I have the yarn somewhere. Oh my gosh. So I think I'm going to use, she said, I'm like, do you have a color that you would like? She said either brown or black. And I did look through my stash, and I do have this petite mandarin, or mandarin petite from Sadness Garn, and the color is, oh, they just have like color numbers, 3161. But I was thinking I can kind of hold this double because it's a really, really lightweight yarn. I've used this before, and it's almost just a little bit thinner than fingering, if I remember right. So I feel like I can hold this double because this was DK weight. If I want to get kind of a similar gauge for her, she's a little shorter than me, so I think I would just make it just not as long. But yeah, I should be able to wrap that up. That will probably be one of my newest cast on. So excited to show you that. Next, I'll tell you about, so I finished this, yeah. What was the date on that? So looking at my Ravelry notes, I've really been trying to keep better notes. March 8th. So I finished this one on March 8th, and then right away I casted on my next project. But I will tell you a little bit about some inspiration that I had for this project, so you can see. So there are a couple projects that I have, or a couple things that I have made that I tend to wear a lot. And if I'm thinking about like March and what I've worn the most, what I've been wearing a lot in March. So the weather here in Texas for March, it's been pretty mild. Like, we've had a couple pretty chilly days, but we've had some really hot days too. So I feel like what I've made is kind of light, or what I've been wearing are more of like lightweight cardigans. And so that was kind of behind the inspiration of my next project. So I'll show you two things that I've been wearing the most. So actually I'll try them on because I think it's fun for you to kind of see. So I think I've showed you this in a previous episode, but this is my Maggie cardigan. And I got gauge, I think it was just maybe a little bit over gauge, but I did it in like a fingering weight and a mohair, and I absolutely love it. It's just a little bit warm, and I think I have showed this to you before on a previous episode, but it had different buttons. So I do think the buttons, I've been getting a lot better, I would say, over the last maybe year or two about like pairing buttons with my project, because I think it's really important. And where I've messed up in the past is where I've tried to put buttons that I like on a project that I like, but maybe it's not how I'm going to style it and wear it. So when I first made this sweater, I thought it was like a really fancy sweater because it had mohair, and then I put some like really fancy kind of pearl buttons on there. But how I tend to wear this now that like I have it, I like to wear it, you know, right now it's kind of, mohair isn't getting on my lipstick, but mohair sometimes, you know, exactly like what happens like that. So mohair, it can be a little like, I feel like it does elevate your project, but the way like this color is. And so I do think I can do two things. Like I can wear it dressed up, but how I tend to wear it the most is with like a light colored pair of jeans. And I do have some Adidas sneakers that have like this like hot pink in it. So how I tend to wear this sweater the most is like with a tank top that has some of these tones in here, throw this on with a like light colored pair of jeans, kind of similar to what I have right now, and throw it on with some sneakers. So that is how I tend to wear it the most. And those fancy buttons just kind of threw it off. So I had one button fall off, and I chose to, instead of like trying to dig and find that exact button, I ended up using just like a simpler flat button. And I think it goes really well with how I wear the outfit, with light colored jeans, like some Adidas shoes. And I feel like that is this button kind of just does it better than that fancier button. So long story short, this is something that I've worn a lot in March and tend to wear a lot. And then I'll show you the other thing that I've been wearing a lot. And that is how I've picked out what my next project actually was. So there is that. And this cardigan. So this cardigan is absolutely the sweater or the knitted project that I wear the most. I absolutely wear it the most. So if I took a combination of that sweater and this one and meet my next project. So this project, let me scroll for a second here. I called it Unravelry, my glam reset, because it does have some like a sparkle in it. So I thought it was kind of glam, but it is the Reset Cardi, and it's a pattern by La Maison Relais, I think it's called, but it's in my library, or it's in one of my finished objects, and you can see that. So I used just a little less than 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn, and that is why I think I reach for it the most. Fingering weight yarn and a cardigan in Texas is something like that I know I reach for all the time and that I need. So I thought, well, what can I do with a combination of that last sweater that I made, how it's short sleeve, because this one is long, and the thinness of this is why I reach for this the most, and it's so comfortable. And so meet my next project. I'm so excited, but okay, one more thing before I pull it out, not to like just try to get this big reveal going, but one thing to share is that I love this project a lot, but it took so long, so long. In the moment, like if I didn't know, I think I made it 3 years ago. 3 years ago, if I would not have known how much I had worn it, I probably would have like went through and knitted it so fast. It took me like 3 or 4 months. It took me so long to make this thing. I would work on it for like a week or two and then just get so tired because I would make like this much progress. But now like I am just plowing through. So I started this project. Oh, it took a while. No, this one, November 11th of 2023, and I didn't finish it until April 23rd of 2024. So that's a long time. Yeah, like 6 months of, man, I thought it took less than that. I mean, I know I put it down, but it just like a fingering weight long sleeve cardigan, and the fact that it is even just like a little bit longer, it took so long, but this one isn't taking that long. And I'm also keeping it as a main project. I have not been mixing it up with anything. So enough build up for this. Let me show you what I am making. And love her, love her, love her. So I wish I was at a point where, you know, just kind of, I'll show you. I know my lighting is not the greatest in here, but I love this. So I'm making the Maggie cardigan, and this one that I showed you is the Maggie cardigan. I did it kind of in a looser gauge, and Maggie cardigan by pattern by Petite Knit, it calls for sport weight yarn. And when I made it, I used kind of the equivalent of almost like a DK. I kind of got like a DK gauge. So I went like a smaller size, and this time like almost opposite, because the gauge that I got was much tighter. So I actually ended up having to go up a couple sizes. So yeah, I've knit enough, I've modified enough patterns to kind of know with my knitting experience, like what I have to do with that. But so far so good. Where I'm at, you know, I'm kind of just and looking at this, like I don't have stitch markers on. Let me just show you, but be kind of precious and careful with this. So I'm on the second skein. I have 2 skeins of this yarn, and so just barely got into, I think just over the weekend, I finally got into the second skein. It took me like over 3 weeks just to make. So where you start, it's kind of like that European style where you start from the back, knit some of the back, and then pick up the shoulders, do the shoulders, and then yeah, like connect it all, and then do some like raglan stitches for the front. But yeah, there's a lot going on with this, but it's going to be so beautiful. I know that I'm going to wear it a lot. I love this color. This color, it just kind of screams spring. It has everything spring right in here. It almost has like a cream. It's also giving some like pink, purple, like pink, like a lavender color, like a sky blue. It has a little bit of like yellow tint in here. And this is just so springy. And drop some stitches, but I'm gonna ignore it for now, because if I pay attention to that, then I won't do anything else. But yeah, it's so springy, and the yarn is Lavender Fiber Company. And so I bought 3 skeins last year at Fiberfest, 2 of that like beautiful multicolor, and then 1 skein of this lavender, and it's all in vintage sock. Generous yardage. It has 490 yards of yardage. So I've got 2 skeins. So the plan is to finish the cardigan, you know, finish the body of it, and then I will do 1 sleeve and then do like picking up for the button band and all of that. So I cannot wait to wear it. I'm hoping to have it finished in 2 weeks, because I just like I've been working on it over 3 weeks now, and 5 weeks like of just straight knitting on one project is a lot. But I mentioned that it's my niece's birthday, and I do need to get started on her poncho. So I'm gonna kind of hold off on being a monogamous knitter and get started on her poncho and kind of work both projects, because her birthday's on the 14th, and I want to make sure at least to have it done by like the 9th or so I can mail it to her, and so she can have a birthday present. So lots going on with that. So what else do I want to chat with you about? Oh my gosh, yeah, I had so many things that I want to update you on. So I'll tell you about, okay, so those are my works in progress. And I also want to tell you about some like new project inspiration. Like I've been really feeling inspired with just making a randomness of things. So, knitting is always my first love and something that I reach for, but I also want to make things that like go with my knitting. So project bags are something that I've really been wanting to get into. And so I mentioned last time that my sewing machine is in the shop, and it still is. It needs a whole like motherboard, and it's not going to be around for a while. So besides that, how can I have cute project bags? So, well, I will say, like, this is the project bag I've been carrying my sweater in, and I showed it on an episode like a few episodes back, but this is something like I sewed for myself, but I haven't been doing any sewing because, like I mentioned, my sewing machine is in the shop, but I can still carry around cute project bags. So many of you may know the Trader Joe's like tote bags have been going like completely sickeningly viral, right? Like, people love the tote bags. And so a couple weeks ago, they came out and with their just tote bags, right? Like, aren't they cute? Lavender, pink, so cute. I went there before they opened, got in line, did all of that jazz, and I was able to get myself and just a couple other people, because they kind of limit how many you can get. So these are mine. I'm not sharing them. I've shared a lot of others. I got in line a couple times, went to 3 Trader Joe's to get some for others that asked for them early on, but these are the colors. It's this beautiful green color, blue color, the purple, and the pink. So I'll show you how I started decorating them. So I know not knitting related, but I can put my knitting projects in here, and I have been carrying them around, and check these out. It's so easy to do. You just get some like iron-on patches. I got these cute little daisy patches. I mean, I'll probably do more. I think I want to just put some more charms and do a little bit more to it, but this was the start. This is my pink one, and check out my lavender. I was in such a lavender phase in March. Like, lavender was a color. I had like lavender nails the whole month of March. Just got these ones done yesterday, but so cute. I just love the flowers and the spring vibe. So I've also been kind of carrying my knitted projects in here. It's just so easy just to kind of put it in here, grab a little wallet, and go. So that's been fun. And I'll show you just a couple of like the patches that I bought, because I just kind of ordered them on Amazon or whatever. But yeah, just some patches and some basic like flowery ones, and it's just so fun like ironing them on. I had one that was like coming off just a little bit, so I did get some fabric glue. Like, if it starts coming off, I'll just kind of get that on there. But that's been kind of really fun to do, and just something a little bit different is like my knitting bags, like being able to jazz them up a little bit. So thought I'd share that with you. And then, so besides the mini bag, I also, I'm kind of a bit obsessed with these bags, but I got the big, look how big that is. So I'll show you, like mini, and then the big one. You can put so much in here. So I do need to decorate this one, but I feel like I'm gonna be a little precious with what kind of stickers or what I put on there. So, or stickers, patches that I put on here. So I don't have anything just yet. I don't have a plan just yet how I wanna decorate it, but I'll get to it, and it'll just be a fun. I think when I have like a really big, like heavy, like this, when I made this sweater, something like this would have been perfect in that bag. But I also want to do a little like a shameless plug. So speaking of project bags, so my daughter's been a really big inspiration behind like sewing. She's been sewing since she was, oh gosh, it's been about 16 years or so. I want to say she started sewing when she was like 8 or so. And she opened a little like Etsy, and she's been doing some markets, so that's been keeping us busy. We've been going to some of her markets where she's selling some of her bags and things like that. So here's one of the bags. Like I do feel like sky blue is kind of coming for a next color that is trending, and I just love it too. So I got this like Live Marie Studios, my daughter's brand. She makes these little tote bags, and then this is another bag that I got from her. It's so pretty. She uses a lot of like quilted fabric, and I absolutely love this bag. So this I feel like I can use for smaller projects. and then that one for larger ones. So I'm like in my little tote bag era, kind of decorating them and all of that. It's been fun. It's been fun, kind of a nice way, especially with like the knitting project that I have. It's just taking so long. It's been nice to kind of throw in some extra little fun creative things. Something else creative that I like to do, I haven't done in a little bit, but I did get some more beads. It's like making like just bracelets. I don't know. Oh, well, took off my jewelry already for the day, but and I do like to wear like beaded bracelets, maybe wear like 5 or 6 of them. That's so cute too. So I got some like lavender ones, so I'll probably make some for me and my goddaughter. And it's also been fun with a couple of the Trader Joe's bags to like gift them to a few people. I gave my goddaughter a Trader Joe's bag. She was so excited. We got her some patches and she came down to visit me in Texas. So we had some fun decorating her bag. And then I met up with my friend Kate, one of a Kate. She's also on YouTube. Check her out. But I'll put a little picture. We met up the other day at East Texas Fiber Fest, and I was able to gift her Trader Joe's bag. And then, oh my gosh, it was the cutest thing. I won't be able to show like the full effect of it, but I found this adorable little sheep. Oh, there it is. So I got a sheep, she has a sheep, and then it has this little like magnet in here, and they like connect and like swoop. I'll insert a little bit of us kind of like having our little sheep give each other hugs. So it was the cutest thing ever. I saw it out there when I was shopping, and yeah, I think it's just fun to kind of gift your friends things. And I've got a couple other loved ones that I'm gifting some of the rest of the Trader Joe's bags that I have. But yeah, decorating it is fun. Oh my gosh, I've seen people also do like some really cool stuff with their Trader Joe's bags. Like they've taken them apart, turning them into like crossbody bags, like all kinds of stuff. So I'm inspired. There is probably some additional fun things that I can do, but you know, it's one of those things, like all the crafts. Like I do work full time, so sometimes it's pretty hard to do all of the things that I want to do creatively. So, you know, I'll just kind of do what I can within the month, but I wanted to share that. So I did mention that I met up with Kate at the East Texas Fiber Fest. So I'm so proud of myself. There is so much that I saw and that I liked, but I also didn't want to overdo it with shopping because I just bought those boots and other things and yarn and all kinds of stuff. So I'm just like, okay, let me just get what I really want. So I'll show you what I ended up buying. One skein. I went to a Fiber Fest and just got one skein. I cannot believe myself, but I didn't just come home with one skein. I'll show you the rest too. But this is from a Swan City Yarns, and this is the fluffy lace base. And the fluffy lace is made of 65% Surrey alpaca, 35% silk, 437 yards. And so I think I'm gonna hold it with some lavender yarn. And my other yarn acquisition of that I purchased is from McKinney Knittery. I did have my son he is just so generous, and he had gifted me a gift card there, and so I had purchased 4 skeins of this Sadness Garn Sunday. Like they had posted that they had just gotten this Sadness Garn Sunday in this beautiful lavender color. I went and grabbed the last 4 skeins. I think 2 days later. It went so fast. So I'm glad I did, because I think this is just going to pair so perfectly. Initially, I was gonna make something that I already have, and now I've kind of changed my mind because I do want to hold it with this mohair. I don't know what yet, but this is like a light fingering and a mohair, and it's about, so each one of these skeins has 235 meters, so like a little over 900 of this. But I figured I can maybe do one of those projects where I'm like holding this double for a little bit on like the edges and then the button band, and then I hold it just kind of single together for like these 2 skeins. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So yeah, I think I have enough to do that, where I would be able to hold these 2 with this, and then for the button band make it a little bit more solid, and then hold the doubles. But I'll swatch and kind of let you know. But it just like, it screams spring, and I just want to make something. I'm like still in my like lavender phase, and I just think this would be so cute. I don't know what I would make, but I think I've told you before, like I'll swatch a little bit and get some project inspiration, but I'm excited about that. From those are what I've bought for my acquisitions. And then, like I mentioned, my friend Kate and I, sometimes it's fun that we will exchange some things, and it's fun, but we also do it because there's you know, she's not a huge like mohair kind of fan, so she gifted me like some yarn. Like these are kind of two different skeins, and then she had this, so I feel like I walked away with so much like lavender yarn besides what I've already bought, what she's given me. So I am just going to be making all kinds of lavender. So really excited about that. Can't wait to share with you what I intend to cast on. And this, I think, is just going to have to wait. So it was from Fiberfest, but because of all of this other lavender that I have, and then I'm already making the other project with Lavender Fiber Company, I might just put this on hold for a little while. I might just be a little bit precious and save this yarn. So what else knitting wise? There is so much there's been so many beautiful patterns that have come out in March. So I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm thinking about doing. I think that I'm going to do like a kind of a spring summer pattern roundup. Let me know what you think about it, because I mean, I feel like I'm pretty good about digging through, finding patterns, finding a yarn that will go with it, like a color, and telling you how I would make it. And I'd love to be able to kind of share that knowledge and inspire people. So if that's something that you think you'd be interested in, let me know. One more knitting acquisition that I did splurge and got myself these Addy Click needles. I got them from my local yarn store, Yarn Therapy, and so I do have one other set of shorties, so it's probably hard to tell, but these are shorties, and it goes from size 4 to like 11. I think US size is 4 to 11 or 10 and a half. I'm not sure, but a good range of sizes. I have not used them yet. I do like the Addy needles, and I've got a set of the longer ones, and these are kind of laced, like they've got the blunt tips. They're kind of square, and they do really well. But as far as shorties, like where they're short and you can knit like sleeves and things like that, I've got another set, but they're the Leica, and they, you know, like a bamboo, and they're just, you know, they're really good. I love them. I use them a lot, but sometimes I feel like I do need like a metal needle. So I'm really excited. I splurged and treated myself to those. So what else? Something else, like if you like, just to really quickly, like I was able to help my daughter make a banner, and this turned out terribly. So I do need to work on, so like, what am I thinking about making next? Like I am going to try to make her another banner for her little business, and she's been doing a lot of craft shows. She does need kind of a banner to set out. So I mean, she did all the sewing, but I kind of helped her cut it out, used my Cricut and kind of cut the letters out in felt. But big triangles, I think I felt like we made the letters and the triangles too big. So I'm going to go back to work and probably kind of cut out the material for her and just do some like a cuter banner. I just don't love the way that turned out. She was fine with it, but, and the way we hung it with twine. But you got to start somewhere, right? So I'll work on that. That's another project that I'm going to work on, and something with the purple. And I do have some blue yarn in my stash that I want to make something with too. So those are a couple things, like my niece's cardigan. And as you know, I told you I've had this like pile here of stuff from Fiberfest and all kinds of stuff, but I don't know if I'll dig into that in April. So we will see where April takes me. I hope to do some more, well, I'm definitely going to do a lot more knitting. I'll finish that project. That's a goal. But yeah, I just love that I've been making so many things. What else? Family life. I've had so many visitors come into town and visit us in March. March was like a really good month. My sister-in-law came. We were able to do some fun stuff. Kind of, she took just a cute picture of me, like a candid photo of me knitting. I'll insert that here while My favorite restaurant and knitting. I mean, I was working, yeah, I think that was the weekend I was working on that poncho. So I'll insert a picture of that. Me at my favorite restaurant knitting and just had no idea. A picture was taken. Was kind of neat. And then my cousin came into town with her kids, my goddaughter. So that was kind of fun to be able to spend some time with family. And for me, like we used to live in the Chicago area, my husband and I, kids, like we lived in that area. And then we moved to Texas in 2013. We don't always get a lot of visitors. So when we do, I mean, I just feel like we just truly try to enjoy ourselves, do all the Texas things, and have a lot of fun too. So for my family and friends that do come out and visit, we appreciate it and love it. And, try to roll out that like Texas carpet and do some fun things. So what else have I been doing? A couple things like media wise, like we've been watching. Of course, Bridgerton, like I finished that right away, right when that came out. And Outlander, I'm a huge Outlander fan. That came out and was so excited to watch Outlander. I've been kind of watching that every week. We're also, my husband and I watched Shrinking together. We've been watching that. That's been good. I read a good book. I don't remember the name. I'll have to put it in there, but yeah, absolutely love that too. And yeah, so ponchos, knitting, Trader Joe's bags, lavender. Yeah, that's kind of been what my March has been like, helping my daughter with her market. And yeah, I'm just thinking about now, like all of the spring and summer knits. So some of the things that I've showed you, and also just like I do have some project books. So yeah, I'm still thinking of maybe doing like a spring and summer episode and showing you some of like springy and summer yarn that I have and maybe some pairings. So I'll think more about that. Hopefully that's something that we can chat about next time. But have a happy beginning to your April, and I will catch up with you all later.